So now this microphone right here is actually very similar to another one that I reviewed quite recently on this channel. But here it is. And while it's not really an upgrade to the one that I talked about before, it is actually a more accessible version. So this is still the exact same Rode NT1 5th generation microphone that we talked about before. However, this one is now missing that USB-C port that we talked about before. So that means that you're not paying extra for it. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive into the signature edition of this review, and let's go ahead and dive right in. And so right here, we're actually going to have an unboxing going on first. So of course, upon opening up the box, you're going to be getting your very important things, such as the shock mount, the pop filter. You're going to be getting things such as the microphone itself, and you're going to be getting an XLR cable that is also going to be included in this entire package. I think that all of this is really awesome. You even get a dust cover for the microphone in case you end up needing it for travel and things like that. So I really appreciate having that. So with that out of the way, I would say that just overall the unboxing experience, like always when it comes to Rode, you are getting a very solid experience. They definitely go out of their way to protect your things, to protect their stuff. So by all means, this is one reason to go with their line of products. If anything, you're getting a premium unboxing experience. Now the exterior design consists of metal for the entirety of the build. The build has remained as one of the best out there in my opinion, though the microphone was lighter than I probably expected. Now this microphone has also some appropriate branding around the front to really hammer down on the fact that this is a new microphone. You will find that the capsule is very well protected through the microphone grill, which is still nice to see. Still, on the bottom, you're going to find an XLR port, and of course, moving on up, the placement of this port is going to be ideal. Of course, when we're talking about a microphone like this, you definitely still want it to be at the very bottom of this microphone. Now, once you've gone ahead and mounted everything, you will have the full setup, and it looks the same as before. But something that has changed is the design regarding the pop filter, as it extends now, and you can adjust it to your liking. But for the most part, everything is still really high quality, and this is the proper setup that comes in the box for you. This is a large diaphragm cardioid condenser microphone. So this has a frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kHz and an output impedance of 1000 ohms. It's also super quiet with a noise floor of 4 dBA. Now this microphone does have some very impressive specs, of course, something that you would expect from a microphone that is supposed to be very professional. Now let's get into the sound test itself. This microphone, as expected, sounds pretty natural, and I don't know if it's maybe something in my voice, but there does seem to be more depth than what I hear from the NT1A normally, as it does have a deeper sound to it, I want to say. But after comparing the two on my own, I found that this microphone maybe does sound a little bit deeper, but it's just ever so slightly. So I wouldn't necessarily mess around with the low end too much on this microphone, but the frequency range does allow for a lot of room for corrections in post, which is something that we will touch on a little bit later. And I've actually been speaking into this microphone the entire time so that you can get a pretty good idea or pretty good sense of what this microphone sounds like in the XLR setting. Now, I'd say that it sounds outstanding as it is already without any kind of changes out of the box. However, we will still be doing an EQ test a little bit later. Now, this is what this microphone sounds like while pretty much being right next to me. I would say that it's maybe about 1 inch away from my face, or maybe just a little bit further. And I would say that this is the ideal sound that I would want. Now this is what this microphone sounds like while being not even 1 inch away from my face. This thing is pretty much making out with me at this point. Now this is what this microphone sounds like with maybe about 6 inches of distance as I've gone ahead and moved it away from my face. Now this is what this microphone sounds like with me having moved the microphone away from me. It's maybe like about a foot away from my face. Now this is going to be the plosives test, and with the pop filter that it's already included with, we're going to be doing it with that. So plosives, puppet, pocket, plums, apples, peaches, problems, plosives, 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 plosives. I just don't think that there is an issue with plosives when it comes to this, thanks to the pop filter, really. Now when it comes to noise reduction, I'm actually going to go ahead and keep my mouth shut for a little bit so that you can hear everything else around my room. My AC is turned off at the moment. However, my computer fans are still rearing and going because I did not go for a quiet PC. So you might be able to hear that, but let me just stay quiet so you can hear everything that this microphone can absorb while you're not recording anything. Now, when it comes to the EQ test, I didn't really make too many adjustments here. I adjusted with how I would like to sound if I was doing a voiceover and maybe needed a microphone that sounded a little bit brighter, a little bit more inviting, or with a slightly warmer sound, and maybe just remove a little bit of that extra depth that I keep hearing. So I lowered the lows just a little bit and brought down the mids mostly, and increased the highs just a little bit. And I would say that this microphone does sound more so like what I would want when it comes to voiceover work and that kind of thing. It does sound more balanced, but at the same time it sounds brighter and more inviting. So I do very much appreciate that. Now, I did all of my EQ testing through my Go XLR, by the way, so that is something that could be worth noting. So keep that into consideration. So this right here, in conclusion, is going to be a fantastic microphone that I think they nailed very nicely. I wasn't the biggest fan of, let's say, the USB setting, maybe with the 32 float, even though the 32 float is still astonishing. The USB setting just didn't really work that well for me when it comes to their previous iteration of this microphone. So I really like the signature edition that they went with for their 5th generation Rode NT1 microphone. So I would strongly recommend this one to go with, if anything, especially if you're looking for an XLR microphone only. This has become the one that I ended up going with because I completely replaced the other one that did have the USB-C input, because this is really all that I need. It comes with everything that I need, and it sounds just as good without any other gimmicks or anything like that. So with that said, I think that this microphone absolutely nails it, and this is the microphone that I'm going to be using when it comes to voice recordings, when it comes to voiceover, when it comes to Discord, when it comes to just about everything else, even over here on YouTube when I'm recording in this space in particular. But with that said, strongly recommended. Now, thank you so much for watching this video all the way up until the very end. I do very much appreciate it. And if you are interested in purchasing this microphone, then I'll try to leave affiliate links to Amazon in the description if I can. If not, then I'll just leave regular links to their website. If you do find affiliate links to Amazon, please make sure to use those, because if you use those, then that makes it possible for us to get more review units to be able to review more things on this channel. And also, I wanted to give a huge big thanks to Rode for sending this out to us for review, because it has been a great help in allowing us to bring this review over to you guys as well. And with that said, this has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a good one and enjoy. Bye bye.